be working and then the other one don't be working. We live on Instagram and we live on YouTube. Yeah, kid, that feeling. But without further ado, what it do, people? You know what it is and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop. Let's go. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, great fire.
Winner, chicken dinner, money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popimism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bad line in the air, throwing signals. Winner, chicken dinner, money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popimism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bad lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. Trying to get rich. Who else in the building? Trying to break the house. What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. I'm your host, Papa This. Yeah, kid. Nice card on the slate today. NBA 8 games. But as we always do around this time, let's get a quick recap. So yesterday was 6 games on the slate, and we went 3-3. Nothing to brag about, but nonetheless, we had a winning day yesterday, and here's why. We had a winning day not only because we went 50%, but the 3 games that we did give out as the locks, they all hit, and here they go. We had Sacramento with that 5.5. They won outright. I didn't think they was going to win outright, but they did. We had the Minnesota Timberwolves. They play better on the road than they do at home. I hear you, Jay. House of disappointment. At home, them niggas will make you mad as a motherfucker. They covered yesterday against Charlotte. We had the Houston Rockets as the play of the day, and Boston was in a bad spot, coming off a back-to-back, a tough game against Philly. Went back home to play against Ime Udoka, who was the coach of the Boston Celtics. So we went 3-3, but on the money side, we went 3-0. So I'm happy that we did that. Overall record now, let me just put that in the chat. Overall record, because I like transparency. We are now 33-53 as far as all the games in total. We are 15-18 as far as the locks. We skipping up there. Only 3 games under 500. And as the play of the day, we are now 4-8. Still under, so we're going to try to make that better today. With that being said, let's get right into today's games. First game up, we got the Pelicans out on the road at OKC. OKC is currently giving 12.5. I like OKC. Pelicans, we still don't really know what they're gonna be. No CJ McCollum, no real veteran leadership. Zion has looked better health-wise, game-wise. We already knew that he could take it to the next level, but it hasn't translated into winning yet. They did play the Clippers, I believe, yesterday or the day before, and they fought them tooth and nail. Was it the Clippers? Yes, it was the Clippers. They lost by 2. Clippers was favored by 10.5, and we had the Clippers as a lock that day. Pelicans looking better in a sense, but they're going to be one of the worst teams. OKC, on the other hand, we know is going to be in the top echelons, the upper echelons, if you will, of the NBA. They are the champs. They defending their crown. 12.5, I think, is a bit much on a Sunday afternoon, but I think they will cover. I think they get the job done. Next game up, we got the Atlanta Hawks out on the road at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Atlanta coming off that nice win, if you will, over who was it over? Over Brooklyn? No, they just beat somebody real bad. Let me check real quick. The Pacers. Coming off that nice win over the Pacers. This is going to be Trae Young second official game out. We know in the Brooklyn game, he played 8 minutes, he got hurt. Then they end up, beating Brooklyn, and then they beat Indiana. Now it's going to be their second game without Trae Young. Cleveland, on the other hand, when you look at RotoWire, which we will do right now, as we always do for the live show, because there'd be a lot of moving parts and shit like that. You just want to make sure that you have the most accurate, lineup. Donovan Mitchell was still game time decision. Jared Allen is still game time decision. Meanwhile, Atlanta, they got their team pretty much besides Trae Young. I like Cleveland. I think Donovan Mitchell will play. I think Jared Allen will play. They both didn't play last game, coming off 2 games, losing, not looking the best at all, if you ask me, even though last year they was one of the best ATS teams at home and on the road. They finished with the second best record in the NBA behind OKC. 2 straight losses at home, trying to bounce back, playing against an Atlanta team that played Indiana, beat Indiana by 20. I'm not really impressed with that. Don't get me wrong, I still think Atlanta is going to be a good team at the end of the year when it's all said and done. They got a lot of good pieces, a lot of young players, and they're a deep team. In today's matchup here, I like Cleveland to win and cover the spread. They're giving 6 according to CBS Sports app. That's what I'm looking at. I don't go to the actual sport betting apps. I just look at CBS Sports app. I like how the format is. So we're going with Cleveland in that game, minus the 6. Next game up, we got Philadelphia 76ers out on the road at Brooklyn Zoo. And Brooklyn is getting 5.5. Brooklyn's still one of the only defeated, one of the only team that hasn't gotten a win yet. Pelicans is one, and I think it's only 3 teams that's undefeated. That's why I kept getting word tied. And that's OKC, obviously 6-0. That's Chicago, which we'll talk about in a minute, 5-0, and that's the Spurs, 5-0. We'll talk about them in a minute too. In this game here, Philly minus 5.5. No Joel Embiid, he doing the double Dutch shit again. Like, you get a game, I stay out of the game. You get a game, I stay out of the game. Like, I know he's billing with health and I'm being funny, but I'm not. This is the same patterns that we seen last year. It's kind of hard to get any cohesion and any connectedness on the defense, etc. when you got a player that's in and out the game. 1 minute I'm in the game, next minute I'm out the game. 1 minute I'm in the game, next minute I'm out the game. On the other side, you got Cameron Johnson, you got Michael Porter Jr. They doing all they can to try to get wins. You still got Nicholas Claxton, and you got Zaire, etc. I like Philly to win the game, but not cover the game. I think obviously Philly was undefeated too, so they just lost to Boston in the revenge game for Boston. I think Philly will win. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. That's why it's 232.5. But I think Brooklyn lose by like 3, 4. I even think they'll probably be winning at the end of the game. And then Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, etc., Kelly Oubre and the boys, Andre Drummond, etc., they'll have to make a strong comeback in the fourth quarter, last weighing minutes of the game, to win by 3 or 4, but not by 5.5. Next game up, we got the Toronto Raptors at home after the Blue Jays coughed one up yesterday. You up 4-2, my guys, and I had no money on the game. The World Series in baseball, I bet on this sometimes, but I wasn't really overzealous with it. But they coughed up the game. Now Toronto was at home, giving 5.5. No, is it 5.5 or it's 4.5? It's 4.5. 4.5 to Memphis. Let's talk about Memphis. Memphis, how you doing out there? Memphis is starting off the season, a lot of injuries, not a lot of depth, even though when they're healthy, they are one of the deepest teams in the league. Toronto is, Orlando is, Atlanta is, a few other teams that I'm talking about, like from the starting 5 all the way to down to the bench, could come in and give valuable bodies to play valuable minutes in that regard, right? But Ja Morant, last game they lost to the Lakers, he had some not really disrespectful or like side-eye words for the team. He just like, yo, go ask the coach. You asking me, but I guess it's in the contracts of the NBA players. After a game, you have to speak to the media. You cannot do a Marshawn Lynch, and I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. You have to speak to the media. He did, but he talked to the boss. Talk to the person that's giving us the plays and etc. So for that, they suspended him. But overall, 3-3, not really looking that good. Toronto, on the other hand, they are 2-4, so they got actually a worse record. Although the teams that they lost to some tough competition in their last few games, just so we clear, they beat Cleveland, lost to the Rockets. There's no shame in that. Lost to the Spurs, only undefeated teams in the NBA. Lost to the Magic, that was a stinker. That one was a stinker. And they lost to the Bucks, who also is a pretty good team starting out the year. Anyway, with that being said, the public is on Toronto 65% minus the 4.5 and money line 73%. And I'm on them too. I think Toronto was the play today. I think they can win. I think they could cover. Next game should be a really good game too. We're gonna try to get out of here. We got the Utah Jazz out on the road at Charlotte. Charlotte giving 1.5. Last night when I was looking at this game, it was 3.5. Utah 2-3. Charlotte 2-4. Both teams that still haven't figured it out yet. Young talent. Melo Ball been in the league 7 years. Mal Bridges, etc. You hear me speak with the side eye on Charlotte only because I think Melo was a talent, but I don't think he's that guy to like lead. He probably could be like a solid number 2, but I don't think he's the number 1 guy. I don't think he's the number 1 guy. Utah, on the other hand, they've been bad for a while, so they got a lot of high draft picks, marketing, etc. The rookie guy, what's his name? Ace Bailey or whatever his name is. So they got some talent. Saxton is on Charlotte now. He was on Utah last year, if I'm not mistaken. Got drafted by Cleveland, then went to Utah. Now he's on Charlotte. Should be a good game. Charlotte's coming off a back-to-back yesterday. I don't really put too much stock in that because they play home, even though I'm sure it was a tough game against Philly. I think these are 2 evenly matched teams. Charlotte should probably win, but I'm rolling with Utah. I'm rolling with Utah today. I just think they bet. I know Saxton is starting, LaMelo, Bridges against marketing, acing them, but I think Utah, they play in the West. I think they can win, so I'm rolling with Utah. Next game up, we got the New York Knicks at home playing the Chicago Bulls, and you know what's about to happen. Is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Shaolin, are you in the house? Like Japan? Y'all know I always play around with that. New York, my team. I'm New York everything, but I don't bet with my heart. Neps Mark, what's the word? Neps Mark, how you feeling, young lady? Happy Sunday. I don't bet with the heart. I don't bet off of feelings. I bet with who I think can win. In this game here, the Knicks is giving 7.5 to the undefeated Chicago Bulls, who's 5-0. I was leaning towards Chicago yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. We did have Chicago in the game at Chicago where the Knicks was given 5 and then they lost. In this game here, I'm rolling with the New York Knicks only for this reason. It's not a homer pick. Chicago, in my opinion, they are 5-0, so they are a good team. They're not a great team. You hear nobody talking about them like going to the Eastern Conference Finals, making the finals or anything like that, even making the playoffs. They're still missing one of their best players in Jacoby White. Josh Giddey is balling. He's doing probably what OKC didn't think he would do. That's why they traded him for Alex Caruso. Right now, when we say who's the better player, I'm going to say Josh Giddey is probably the better player, even though Alex Caruso will be like, oh shit, your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blah, like I got a ring now. So, in that regards, he got the better of the trade. Probably play more defense than Josh Giddey. But anyway, basically what I'm saying is Chicago is good. They 5-0, but they're not that good. They're not, like they're talking about the Knicks making the Eastern Conference Finals, Cleveland, certain teams, they're not mentioning that. So I think they come back down to earth today. It is a quick revenge game, if you know about that. That's basically when 2 teams play at one place, one team lose, then you playing them the next 2 or 3 games back at your place, and you coming off a loss. So the motivation should be there. Knicks on a 2-game losing streak. I got the Knicks 2 winning, 2 cover today. I think they will. That's not a homer pick. Next game up, and we getting out of here. We got the San Antonio Spurs out on the road at Phoenix. Phoenix getting 5.5. Phoenix just coming off that blowout win over Utah. That's another example of a quick revenge game. Utah had beaten them, and then now they back home and they beat Utah. So I'm not overzealous over that. No Jalen Green, still out from Houston to trade with Kevin Durant. Still no Dylan Brooks. He did play, I think, like the first 2 games. He's out with an injury. I think Phoenix will be all right moving down the line. They'll probably be like the 7th, 8th team in the playing game, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to be up this year. Spurs, I do think, will be up this year. First game on the road since the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. That might be a little issue. But I think overall, the first 2 games of the season, they was on the road. They won both. Then they was at home for 3 games. I like the Spurs to win and to cover. I'm not really feeling Phoenix like that. I'm just not. Last game of the night, and then we get to the locks. Last game of the night is the Miami Heat out on the road at the LA Lakers. And the LA Lakers is playing good, people. The Luka, Austin Rivers, these niggas is Austin Reeves or whatever. They playing good. Without LeBron James. And Luka, I think that was his first game back, dropped 44 on their head. Like chicks when they be doing this, when they weave be itching and stinking. Not all of it be stinking, but they should be itching like a motherfucker. Dropped 44 on their head. I think he averaging like 40. He busting ass. But I don't think that's going to help tonight. I know Lakers is rolling right now. But I like Miami with that 5.5. I think Miami will play the Lakers tough tonight. I think the Lakers will win money line, but not win by 6, 7, and win. Even though they are playing good. So if they do blow them out, I'll have to come back and, and be like, damn, I was wrong. But I like Miami tonight. With that being said, let's get to the theme music and let's get to the locks. Money line, my nigga Rich, AAA famous,
Yeah.
my nigga Great Fire.
Great fire.
When the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, populism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, populism.
Yeah.
Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines.
All right, guys, here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner chicken dinners. We going with Toronto. We going with Miami. And the play of the day is the San Antonio Spurs. So once again, that's Toronto. That's Miami. And the play of the day is the San Antonio Spurs. Let me know who you like. Let me know who you taking. Let me know what you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I appreciate the feedback. All I ask is that you hit the like button. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA Picking with Pop. We live. We rolling. We are unscripted. We authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money today.